2023 Ford Bronco. As I was saying, it's the 2023 Bronco. I'm very excited to review it. It came out in 2021. This particular one behind me is obviously the 4-door, and it's got the 2.7 liter EcoBoost twin turbo engine. It has 330 horsepower, 415 foot-pounds of torque, and a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now you can also get a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder, and with that you can also get a 7-speed manual transmission. Now that's 6 regular forward gears, and then you also have a crawler ratio for off-roading, and you have high and low range for the gearbox, which is really neat. All right, let's do a walk around of the outside of this Bronco. Now this one is the Wild Track, which is kind of the top of the range before you get to the Bronco Raptor. So the Wild Track comes with this grille and these LED lights, and at nighttime you've got a ring around here. This one has the optional steel bumper with steel bash plates. And if you come up close, these are all screws where you can add accessories, whether it be lights, bars, push bars. You've got tow recovery hooks here that are, they're not just fake, they're actually real recovery hooks like a real vehicle. And if we go around the side, this one has the Sasquatch package. So we have 17-inch wheels on Goodyear mud terrain territories, a 315/70/17. Now these are almost a 1.5 feet wide. These are serious tires, and obviously we've got big fender flares to cover them. However, when you're going off-road and you're articulating and the wheels come up, if you don't want to rub these on trees or anything, it takes about a couple of minutes, and there are little clips in here, and all these fenders come right off. As I mentioned, this has the Sasquatch pack, and as we're showing you here, it's got the adjustable Bilstein dampers, and you can see their little reservoir there. Great for off-roading, especially high-speed off-roading like the Wild Track's built to do. Also, another signature Ford thing is the keypad. So say you're out camping, someone else has your keys, maybe you dropped your keys, hopefully not. You can get in with your own personal code to unlock the vehicle. Now with this particular Bronco, we have the soft top. This also comes with a molded in color hard top. I like the soft top personally because it's very easy just to flip back during the summertime. Although the hard top, it comes off in 3 to 5 pieces depending on if you have the 2-door or the 4-door. It's also pretty easy. We have a full-size spare tire back here. Again, tow recovery hooks in case you get in any trouble. And this one also has backup and sensors in the front. All right, if we look in the back here, full-size spare comes across. This one has an optional, I don't know if you want to call it a survival pack or things for your things. Got a subwoofer, a 12-volt outlet, and if you want to take the top off, this top, you can go right in here, and there are 2 easy things to unhook, and then this whole top comes right off the vehicle, so you can have a convertible in the summer. This one also comes with the optional tow package, and we also have a 4-pin connector for your trailer. In the rear suspension, we have a solid rear axle, which is great for off-roading, and a locking front and rear differential, which come with the Sasquatch package. One great thing I love about the Bronco is that the doors come off, and it's very simple to take them off. It's only a couple of bolts and 1 connector. The nice thing is that when you do take the doors off, you retain your side mirrors as they're attached to the cowl here. So when you take the doors off, you can still look in the mirror. There are other vehicles out there that the Bronco competes with that don't do that. As we were saying, this has the 2.7 liter twin turbo V6. We have 2 turbos on either side of the engine here. And one thing I wanted to point out is look how high the port is for the intake here, or the intake for the intake rather. So if you're in any off-road situations, you're fording water. With the Sasquatch pack, I believe it does over 30 inches of water fording. So this is the interior of the 2023 Wild Track, and there are a myriad of things to go over. First off, since the doors do come off this vehicle, we have all of our window switches and our mirror controls here in the center. And then we're going to go up to something that's very cool and proprietary to Ford and the Bronco, which are the GOAT modes. So Ford has these GOAT modes, which means goes over any terrain. So we start with normal, and we move over to eco, and then we move over to sport, slippery, mud and ruts, sand, and last Baja, which is exclusive to the Wild Track trim, which is for fire roads or high-speed off-roading. So on your GOAT mode selector, you also can manually choose 2 high, 4 high, 4 low, and 4 Auto. Now 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low people will be familiar with. 4 Auto is interesting because it's more of an all-wheel drive mode where the Bronco decides if you don't have traction, it'll switch to 4-wheel drive. If you're just driving in the snow, you're just popping down to the convenience store, there's a little snowstorm, that's the one I like to use. One great thing about the Wildtrak is that it has plenty of cameras. So you have a 360 camera when you're backing up and maneuvering, and the one thing I find that's really helpful off-road is it has this front-facing camera that is super useful, so you can see as you're coming over crests what's in front of you. Now this has the optional high package and the luxury package, which gives us these leather seats, and we get a Bang & Olufsen stereo system. In addition to that, which comes on a lot of the Broncos, is we actually have a USB-C port right up here and a USB port. So if you have a GoPro, if you're off-roading or you're filming or you want to mount something here, or your phone or what have you, it won't run out of battery. This having the Sasquatch package, it's equipped with not only a rear locking differential, but a front locking differential as well. And you can access those right up here. So the front locking differential is here and the rear locker is here. And a class exclusive and Bronco exclusive trail turn assist. Now what that does is the more turns you wind on the wheel as you're on a really tight trail trying to make a turn that would normally take maybe a 3-point turn, it drags the inside rear tire, effectively reducing the radius of the turn so you don't have to back up, especially if you're on a really tight mountain trail. You'll know what I'm talking about. And moving up from the dashboard, this also has the optional auxiliary switches. If you do get the auxiliary switches, that means the Bronco is actually pre-wired for these auxiliary switches, which makes adding lights, more lights, really easy to put on the Bronco. I know I'm joking when I talk about lights, but you can also hook it up to a winch. You can put pod lights for lighting the trail. You can put lights up in the grill. You can put lights up here. There's right up here in the right corner, there's wiring to put a light bar on the top of the Bronco, which I really like. Now earlier I mentioned the trail turn assist around the trail, but I have to be honest, I'm really surprised. I'm just in a parking lot here. The turning radius on this Bronco is crazy. Now if you're interested in a Bronco or you already have one, you'll find that the only problem you're gonna have is that you're gonna wanna drive over absolutely everything. Now you can see by the smile on my face that I really like these. It's definitely an interesting vehicle. I think it's very unique. When I see one on the road, I always go, ooh, Bronco. And if you're one of those people too, or you wanna get into one, come right down to Tasca Automotive on 1300 Pontiac Avenue here in Cranston.